I'm a little late on this because I wanted to speak about it last week, but I wasn't educated at the time, right? Okay. So everybody, I mean, it's kind of sort of old news now, but the whole Trump-Zelensky meeting at the White House, right?
Yeah.
So just to recap on that, right? In order to understand the Trump-Zelensky meeting at the White House, you kind of got to go back, right? To 91, to the fall of the Soviet Union, right? The Soviet Union, and so you got to go back to that and why Putin invaded Crimea in the first place.
Let's talk about it.
Right.
A little history. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Soviet Union fell, right? The Soviet Union and like at least that side of where Ukraine is a bunch of different smaller countries, right? So because they're a bunch of different smaller countries, they still wanted their independence from Russia. They're all surrounded by Russia. So they came up with this agreement called the CIS agreement, the Commonwealth Individual State Agreement. I think people in the comments should fact check me if that's exactly what it stands for. But long story short, all it is like, yo, all these smaller countries, y'all can have y'all independence, but the second one of y'all can't take care of yourselves, y'all go back to the control of Russia, right? Crimea is kind of like in between Russia and the Ukraine. It's touching Ukraine, and it's also like bordering Russia, right? Crimea's economy wasn't doing so good. The country as a whole wasn't doing so good. So the president left. All like the government officials left, just fled the country, right? So, according to the agreement, the CIS agreement, it's supposed to go back to Russia, right? Zelensky becomes president of Ukraine, and he goes, well, nah, Crimea is touching Ukraine, so it's technically ours.
Yeah.
Putin is like, nah, according to this agreement that we all signed, it's mine, it's Russia's, right? So in comes the United States, right? In 91, when the fall of the Soviet Union happened, Bill Clinton was president, right? So Putin went to Bill Clinton and was just like, yo, can we become a part of NATO? You guys don't know what NATO is. I forgot exactly what NATO stands for, but it's pretty much an agreement that like, yo, if somebody beefs, it's a collection of a bunch of countries, and it's pretty much like, yo, if one of us get into some shit, we all jumping in. That's pretty much what NATO is, right? So during the fall of the Soviet Union, Putin goes to Bill Clinton, is like, yo, can I become a part of NATO?
It's called North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Yeah, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right? Putin goes to Bill Clinton like, yo, can I become a part of NATO? Bill Clinton's like, well, you having too much beef with a lot of the people in your surrounding countries, so nah, right? So he's like, all right, well, you know what? If we can't be a part of NATO, at least don't make any more countries that's surrounding me a part of NATO, right?
Yeah.
So Bill Clinton was like, cool, right? And then from Bill Clinton to Obama, there's been 7 countries surrounding Russia that has become a part of NATO, right?
Yeah.
The last country was Ukraine, right? So Obama becomes president. Putin goes to Obama like, hey, yo, I want to be a part of NATO. Obama's like, nah, you can't become a part of NATO, right? He's like, all right, well, I spoke to Bill Clinton years ago. He said that, yo, y'all wasn't supposed to make any more countries a part of NATO that was surrounding me. Y'all lied to me. At least don't make Ukraine a part of NATO because Moscow and Ukraine are like super, like mad close.
Right.
They're pretty much touching borders, right? So Obama's like, bet, no more countries will become part of NATO, right? No more countries, like we won't make Ukraine a part of NATO, right? In comes Biden. Biden puts in military bases in Ukraine. And he starts saying like, oh, I think Ukraine would be a decent part of NATO, right?
Yeah.
Not to mention, yo, Putin and Zelensky are going back and forth about who Crimea belongs to. So Putin is like, oh, y'all niggas are playing with me now. Like, I was leaning in before, like, yo, y'all said y'all lied to me the first time, y'all lied to me the second time, and now Biden is just like, oh, y'all flirting with fucking around and bringing
Ukraine
Ukraine a
into
part of
NATO.
NATO.
Okay.
So now Putin is like, yo, y'all playing with me. I'm about to show y'all what happens when y'all play with me. So he invaded Crimea, right? President Zelensky of Ukraine goes to the United States like, yo, I need to be a part of NATO, right? Because Putin is coming in, he's trying to take over Crimea, he's trying to invade Ukraine. My people are fighting in this war, right? Biden is like, so at this time Trump comes in, right? Trump, that's what the whole White House thing is about.
Exchange
right?
was.
That's one of the things the whole White House exchange is about. Biden, so Trump is like, nah, we're not gonna make you a part of NATO, right? But if you give us this mineral deal, like our last president Biden, he gave y'all billions of dollars to help y'all fight this unwinnable war, right? We're not trying to get into y'all war because both Ukraine and Russia want to be a part of NATO,
Right.
because America isn't NATO, and we the most powerful country in NATO.
Yeah.
So pretty much, if another country has war, they know they'll have America backing you,
Facts.
right?
Yeah.
And that's worth something, right? So Zelensky was like, all right, well, I want to film this meeting between me, Trump, and JD Vance. So they're like, all right, cool, right? First, Zelensky agrees to wear a suit on the day of the meeting.
Yeah.
He shows up in sweatsuit. Already disrespectful, right?
Yeah.
So, now mind you, they already, like before the meeting, they already agreed that this mineral deal is going down, right? They already agreed to it, right? The meeting in the White House is just to sign the deal and to make it official, right?
Yeah.
So Zelensky goes to the White House. He's like, yo, if we give you our minerals, we need some protections that Putin isn't gonna come invade us. Now, mind you, Russia's big as fuck. Ukraine is small as fuck. They're winning and they're fighting an unwinnable war.
Right.
To the point where, like, yo, they don't even have any men to fight. Like, so
Right.
what Zelensky wants, right? Zelensky wants us to let him into NATO, so that way America can send our troops to go over there and fight Russia. Trump don't want to do that. Like, yo, this war don't got nothing to do with us.
Right.
Why would no? We not.
We gonna go pick a fight with Russia. Like,
We're not about to go pick a fight
Yeah,
with
he
like
wild.
nah.
yeah.
You wild. So JD Vance jumps in. He's like, yo, so Zelensky goes to Trump like, yo, we need some reassurances that Putin won't like come over and try to fuck with us once we do this deal with you. And Trump is just like, yo, you got us, right? Like you got our minerals in your country. Putin knows he's not going to fuck with us. That's all the
Reassurance that you need.
Yeah.
And that's not good enough for Zelensky. He's like, yo, but he's made agreements with other people before, and he's still invading us. And he's like, well, you didn't make a deal with us. You ain't make a deal with me. Like, I'm Trump. He knows not to fuck with us. Like, so he's like, oh, that's not good enough. You think y'all just protected because y'all got this big ocean in between y'all, but y'all gonna feel this shit when it happens.
Right.
So Trump is like, wait, nigga, no, we ain't gonna feel shit.
Yeah, he like, you
fuck you
doing
mean?
threats.
Yeah.
It's like,
What you mean? Well, we ain't about to. Don't tell us what we about to feel. We're gonna be good over here. What you talking about? Like, y'all the one that's trying to fight the unwinnable ass war. Like, y'all losing men, and that's when JD comes in. And he's like, yo, like, yeah, like y'all are sending mentally unstable patients to fight this war because y'all don't got no men.
I
That's
just feel
crazy.
like it was inappropriate for JD Vance to keep jumping into the conversation when it was like a one A-B conversation and C keeps on.
Yeah, but
Everybody, he got a lot of backlash.
It was just
like,
no. It was
it
just.
was like
It was just
he was
inappropriate.
He was aggressive about
and it was
too.
very aggressive.
I get it.
It's
It's
cool.
like-
cool. The message is cool. Wrong messenger. And then you got Echo along with you.
you also got to take into consideration, JD Vance has been kind of low key even before JD Vance got into the White House, became VP.
I'm not gonna hold you. This is my first time really seeing them for real.
Nah, like
boy.
It's your first time.
On camera, he could have
yeah.
been in the. He could have been in the building. I just haven't seen him on camera with the old boy in a while. I'm just saying, it's March.
yeah, I think
I know.
but like,
I know. I'm not trying to be a hater.
Like, JD Vance-
on my eyes.
JD Vance and Zelensky has been going at each other in the media for a minute.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
he was like
Before the whole presidency thing.
now remind you, Zelensky calls Trump president, Mr. President. He calls JD Vance JD. He doesn't say vice president. He just said JD. Listen here, JD. Like not.
I
Like,
mean, I feel like JD comes up with I feel like the Ukrainian president gives off the same energy that JD Vance is given, which is disrespect. So he's just giving it right back. to him.
nah. So you can't come in here with disrespect when you asking me for money. Like you.
But you can't give the money and then spit on the money and throw it on the ground either, and expect them to pick it up. Like that's the thing about it.
It's like yo.
You're gonna basically ask for $20, right? It was like, okay, here's the $20. Drops on the ground, smush it. You still want the $20? Like, what the fuck was that all about?
No, but see,
It's called respect at the end of the day.
But if he's not showing respect, why should I have to when you asking me?
But if JD Vance is already coming through with that disrespectful energy, how are you going to respond back with,
He
oh,
wasn't.
my
Now
bad?
he's saying
JD Vance
like that.
only came up with the disrespect when he's like, "Oh, you guys are going to feel it." Like nah. Like what are you talking about? Like yo, we not about to feel nothing. Y'all.
I don't know. I just can't. I just got it from a different
And it's
point
like,
of
yo,
view.
you up here disrespecting my president. Like, nah, like it's not about to go the way you think it's about to go. So I get it. Could it have been handled better? Yeah, but like at the same time, it's all about respect.
And it was no respect on either side. So it's like you give what you get.
But it's no respect on either side. But like at the end of the day, if you coming to me begging, you need to kiss the ring. You need to kiss the ring at the end
This
of the day.
dude kissed the ring.
Make
need to
sure
kiss the
you
ring.
wipe your nose at the end of that conversation too.
Oh my gosh.
A little bit brown over there.
Hey, you need to kiss the ring, dog.
Okay.
No, you used to that.
Right.
Just saying.
If you're
You're cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo,
You're right.
yeah, brown nose, kiss up, do whatever you need to do because your people are dying and my people are good.
That's wow.
And
That's
this is why I
wild.
say the hope in
I'm
humanity
moving over
is
here
moving.
because what Mark talking about?
I'm
Yo.
like,
I
that's,
don't wanna-
that's why I'm just like, you know what?
Like,
There's another
'cause we
CEO
could very
that just
easily
got
be
shot.
in these
I'm just
people's
saying.
positions at some point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we're talking
How?
like we.
How?
mean,
I really want
it's
you
not
to read
impossible.
I just want you to read some literature.
It's not impossible.
And then kind of get back at me when it comes to
How?
certain things. You know.
It's not impossible.
I'll
yes,
give you
we
my.
are.
I'm gonna give you my
America,
book list.
yes,
when
we are
get
the
off.
United States, but
Well, I'm gonna give you my book
what is
list. when we
first?
get off.
Times are changing, bro.
can be last, and what
times
is
are
last
changing,
can be first.
Ain't what it used to be.
So
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, we're
it's
not
very much.
We're
Times
not
are
the
changing.
*1 country in the world anymore.
No,
my guy.
no.
I'm so sorry.
You gotta be humble.
As far as the military, we are the #1 for the country in the world. Like
It can take one instance for things to get.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
fucked
Like,
up.
anything
That's why I'm
could
just
happen.
Like, bro,
a bad deal could be made, So it's like I don't want people to kiss my butt.
no, so I'm not.
and then
just
everybody
because-
come
just
together to
because
jump
they-
us. I'm just saying, like, if
All right, so-
every country that hated us come
I'm just
together to
saying-
come after us, I don't know if we can handle everybody at the same damn time. I'm just
we
saying.
can't handle everybody at the same time, right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's why
I'm
we
with
have
you.
that's why we have alliances, right?
But like you said, alliances could be broken.
And what's going on with NATO right now? It might be broken with NATO. We might move apart from it. Haven't there been talks of it?
I don't
Wow.
think I'm not
About
sure if
us
they can talk
separating
about
from NATO?
That's wild.
Possibility?
possibly. I don't know. I got to research that.
I think I
Why
heard
would
something
we do
about
that?
it.
Research that. I mean, we are the most powerful country in the
But
in-
just
in
like
NATO.
Lex said, if they all come together,
Yeah, I don't know if y'all ever been jumped.
it might be.
I've been
Yeah,
jumped. You can't
like-
fight everybody.
Yeah, I've been jumping.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
like, the U.S. Army can't handle
Yeah.
50 countries at one time.
Mm-hmm.
No. And there's at least 50 countries that don't fuck with us.
We need to keep that alliance.
There's so many other countries that do though.
I don't know,
What resources
man.
do they have?
I just feel like we already pissed off our neighbors as it is. We already pissed them the fuck off.
Who's the neighbor?
So-
Who's the neighbor? Let's talk about it.
Canada and Mexico, we already
Mexico,
pissed them
yeah.
the fuck off.
Yeah, we did.
We're kind of like at a standstill right now.
It's the Gulf of America, nigga.
The Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Gulf of America.
First of all, just change. That's illegal. That
Like,
whole
how-
change
it's
of the
changed
fucking
on the map.
You're changing the map just cause. That's
Yes.
fucking illegal. That's illegal. Mexico's in court right now because of that shit. I'm like, you know what?
Hey,
The
man.
Gulf of America.
The America is on fire and we're just watching it burn
I
and
don't-
just
me personally,
just with
like-
a glass of iced tea. What the hell?
I don't think anything is. So none of the tariffs Trump has proposed, right, are any higher than the tariffs that America already had, that other countries already have on America.
Nah, my dude. It
Yeah.
went from like 10 to 25%.
No, it hasn't. If Trump is proposing reciprocal tariffs,
But you
there's-
know how tariffs work, right? Like, it's still gonna be fall on the consumer.
how
So
how everybody says it's going to be passed on the consumer, but they don't say. Oh,
I
it's gonna
literally
be-
explained that 3 months ago. Were you not listening to me when I explained that?
Tell
Of
me.
how tariffs basically work. Basically, in a business standpoint, when they put out the taxes, they're like, okay, we're not paying that, so we're gonna put it on the customer, put up the prices of said product to make
Yep.
up for said tariff. So you think companies are gonna be in good faith and take up that cost? They're not. They're gonna put it on the product. So, AKA, we gotta pay for that.
Okay,
How much,
guess
how
what?
much are the
Guess
eggs?
what? You
How much
ready?
are the eggs?
Yeah,
ready?
how much
You
are the
ready?
eggs?
And I want to
Facts.
keep up
You
with
ready?
them egg prices.
Yeah.
Right.
How much are those
Yes.
eggs right now?
Ridiculous.
You ready?
Yeah.
The best way to do that: buy American. Boom.
But how? Okay.
Problem solved.
Okay. Hear me out. Hear me
Farm
out.
American, make
I
American
want-
clothing.
I want you to understand.
Wait. You know,
How are we gonna get the machinery in order to get it made in America? We
We
still had to
can
get it
make
from
it.
other places because
know-
we can't get it from here.
We can
'Cause
make
it's
the
not made.
machinery in America. You realize before they
A lot of minerals we don't even have in America to make these things.
we use
That's
without
how they
the
got. They
minerals.
trying to do that mineral.
yo, I
thing.
do have to read up on it a little bit
I'm
more.
like, dude, like I understand what it's great in theory
Yeah.
on paper. Execution is stupid, especially
I
in
don't think-
business. It's dumb.
So what you're saying
We're
is-
listening
so-
to a person
think
that's
it-
what
been
you're saying
bankrupt
is-
17 different times.
So what you're saying is,
True.
This man
America-
been bankrupt at
so what you're
17
saying is-
different times, and we're supposed to think
what
that
you're
he's
saying is
doing
America
business news
just-
for America. That's what you're
so
telling
what you're saying
me.
is America just got to keep getting fucked. We just got to keep giving
So
everybody money.
it's okay to get fucked without no lube either.
just- we
Like
just
I'm
gotta
just
keep
trying to
giving-
figure this out too.
we just got to keep giving
Ouch.
everybody
Ouch.
money. That's pretty much what you're saying.
So you want us to be in good faith with someone that has no great business skills for the business of America, that has been gone bankrupt at least 14 different times.
That's irrelevant. We talking about the country.
Oh, it is relevant
It's not.
because that's the resume that was provided, nigga.
That's the
That's the relevancy.
That's
yes,
irrelevant.
it
That's
is,
not.
dude.
But answer the
Because
question.
isn't
Do you
America
want
based on
people? Do you want America to just keep giving money to people?
I'm saying
Giving
there
money
is
to
a
other
balance
countries.
between everything, but your president is not doing the greatest job on trying to keep our costs going down. Have you paid attention to the stock market since all them changes been happening?
Yo,
And I checked my 401k. I should have never checked it. I should have just left it alone for 6 months.
I
just
just
got
think that we need to reevaluate what's happening a year from now.
Yeah, like,
because
is-
I do believe that, like, in order to set some things straight, sometimes you
Yeah,
gotta
like,
shake up the foundation.
just got into- he's
so
been
it's
into
gonna
office
get
a
a
couple
lot. It's
months.
gonna get bad.
I
before it
understand
get-
shaking the
before it
foundation,
get
but
worse. It's
literally
gonna get
destroying
bad.
it while the house is already set up. And you're wondering why the house is tilting over to
Yeah.
the side. You're like,
And the
oh, what
only way-
happened?
The only way you
We're
level the
shaking up
house out is by
foundation.
breaking up the foundation and redoing
Yeah.
it.
But you still have to have support beams so the house won't fall in the
Won't completely
process.
fall, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
We got support beams.
We
though. We have support bees.
I'm just saying,
We
it's
have
literally
support
on
bees. Our support
fire.
bees are the best in the world compared to other
I
countries.
just want to make sure you wipe your nose at the end of the day.
What
Yeah.
is this?
No, but I think I have to read up
can't.
on it more. But I think American farmlands are now being purchased outside of the U.S., right?
Because there's no
American
one to work them. Where
Yes,
where
yes,
are your workers?
yes.
Where
No, but I think
they
the actual
are?
land itself is more and more each year being purchased outside of the U.S.
What do you mean? Like people from outside of the U.S. are purchasing American farmland?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Like
As long as they hire Americans, I'm cool.
no, well, I mean, like Italy.
This guy.
I think they own
As long as the money that they make them stays in America.
Make sure you
Canada.
make sure you
Cool.
fill out them applications.
I need
too, while you
the
at it.
money that the American workers are making for the people that own these farms that don't live in America. I need that to be made sure that it stays in America. Because if it's owned by somebody outside of America and then they giving American jobs, but the money that the Americans are making for that company is not staying in the country still. So that is kind of a problem. Like, because they going to take that money and bring it back to their country.
Well, no, if that company is paying taxes, that money is
Then it is staying.
it's
Yeah,
it's staying.
true. They would have to
Yeah.
pay taxes.
Yeah.
So that money is staying in America. What they do with the profit of that, yeah, sure. That they do whatever you want. Send that to whatever country you're doing it. But as long as you're paying taxes and paying
But local
American
farmers are
workers-
losing their farms because those grants that were established,
Farmers grants and
those
all
farmer
that
grants,
stuff.
your boy taking them away. So now it's not American owned because the Americans can't even own it. They can't afford it. So
local
what?
farmers
So
grants are taken away. I would have to research that.
we'll discuss that
Yeah.
offline. We'll get back to that. We'll put a pin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would say though that I am having a slight bit of voters' remorse with Trump, right?
Wait,
Let
say
me
that
take
again.
a
Wait, say
let me
that- wait, say that
let me
again.
take a sip off of that.
Wait, say it again. Slow it down, Mark.
Wait, I need to savor this.
Slow it down, Mark. Courtney, do you need a refill?
I do actually.
You do? I got
I
you.
didn't need
I
a
do.
refill.
Oh.
You remember that? Remember that song? Refill? Yeah.
Yeah. So I am
I bet you got on
Thank you,
camera
sir.
to do
slightly.
this.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I'm having a
Regular
slight
bartender
bit,
over
like
here. Thanks.
25%
good.
of voters' remorse, right?
25. That's a whole quarter.
I need
Yeah.
it better than zero. You know,
Yeah.
it's
That's a
okay.
whole quarter. I'll take it.
Because one of the reasons that I voted for Trump was because of the people he had behind him, mainly Vivek Ramaswamy, right?
Okay.
And they kicked his ass out as
They
soon as
kicked-
they got. I
they kicked
knew
Vivek
that was. I
Ramaswamy.
told you that was gonna
Right.
happen to old boy, and he was actually kind of cool.
Yeah. Second, I don't necessarily like how he's handling the layoffs. Now, I don't know. I'm not an economist. I don't know how he could handle it better.
Yeah.
But I do think he's handling the layoffs a bit harshly. Like, for example, if anybody knows me knows, I worked for the TSA for 4 years, right? Now, because of the Doge cutbacks, people in TSA aren't getting cut. They're not losing their jobs or anything. But Elon Musk did just axe TSA's union, AFGE. Now, if you work for TSA, you know that you are constantly under a microscope, right?
Yeah.
And if you make an enemy in higher management, they're gonna be watching you like a hawk to make sure you don't fuck anything up, right?
If you get that pip, that means you might as well find
Yeah.
another job.
Right? They make sure. So losing the union was to make sure was to protect officers from that. Not to mention the uniform allotments and the travel benefits, XYZ.
All that's being cut.
All that's being cut now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now there's
That's gonna
really
make it
not
hard.
much motivation to.
Like they really, literally are just going across the board and cutting all the extra, like, quote unquote benefits that we get at certain jobs, like these quote unquote worker bee jobs that we get. Like they're cutting all the benefits that we would get where it would be like, I can have a job like this and still survive. I can have a job like this and still, provide for my kids, send my kids to college, whatever, because I'm still making decent money. Now all those benefits is being cut. It's like
now we're just working to work.
yeah,
Like I said,
you're just working to work.
I don't know what the answer is. I don't know how he could do this effectively and make everybody happy. Don't know. But I'm just saying, like, yo, I'm not sure if this is the way.
I don't think cutting the union for TSA
Was the answer
is smart.
So the reasoning, right? So the reason is like a lot of people in the union for TSA don't work at the TSA. They're just a part of the union. So
Okay.
instead of like maybe delving into it a little bit more thoroughly and seeing which officers don't work for the union and cut them, he just cut the whole union, which I don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like the same thing with what was the government jobs that they cut the government jobs and then they asked for them to come back. Like they're just they're gutting the departments
They
and the
fired
companies.
half of the CDC from that too.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're gutting these departments without any proper research, without taking accountability for like the inconvenience that you're causing for people's lives, and then coming back and being like, well, we want to hire you back, and the people that you want to hire back don't want to come back because they're like, there's no job security.
No.
Who the hell want to work?
Yeah, well, who want to work under these?
There's no job
this
security.
scrutiny.
There's no job security anywhere. Job security is a myth. But like, yeah, like you said, like
To a certain extent.
To a certain extent, yeah, it's all been an illusion. I feel like job security died with our parents.
yeah, like
Yeah, they was the last.
They were
At
the
the-
last ones.
like,
to
at the end
benefit.
of
That's
the day,
it.
like-
And once they pushed them out, there ain't nobody safe.
Ain't nobody. saying.
There's no benefits. There's no incentive to work. Like the incentive is you don't want to be homeless, and you and like
And you
you
want
don't
your
want to be
lights
homeless,
on.
and you
And
want
benefits.
your lights on, and
And
you
benefits.
want
That's what it
yeah,
is, yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. They're getting rid of all the benefits.
Yeah.
So
that's
there's
really a
literally
major
no
reason, yeah.
incentive to
Yeah.
work other than you refuse to be homeless.
Yeah.
You refuse to be starving and malnutrition.
And I don't-
Malnourished.
Yeah, malnourished.
Yeah.
Like
I don't want to say like, yo, entrepreneurship is the way because everybody can't be entrepreneurs.
And I was going
that's
to
what I'm
ask
saying.
that question
Everybody
next.
can't be rich.
But I was gonna say,
Everybody
like,
can't
what
be
do
an
you think-
Everybody
entrepreneur.
can be the top percentile, bro.
Yeah.
But
do you
you
think
gotta
that's the wave
find,
right now?
But that's what I'm saying. The time that we live
Yeah.
in, there is like you have to have a hustle.
You got to have
Like I don't care
But
what
it's
it is. Like you gotta have multiple hustles at
We
this point.
shouldn't have to though.
Oh yeah, 100%. You
Yeah,
should not have
you
You
to.
shouldn't have to.
We shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this
But-
is the world we live in right now.
Retirement age going up.
Yeah.
It's increasing.
They trying
like-
75 is
Why
crazy.
do you think we're trying to get this off the ground? I don't want to work.
No, because you had a lot of people that retired and they going right back to work.
Yeah, because I'm like, by the time I'm
crazy,
50,
man.
55, I want to be done. 50, 55, 60,
60
maybe.
max.
60
Just so-
max, and that's probably
so I
because
can
I
get the
love
most
what
benefits.
I do,
Yeah.
and I got kids in college, something like that. Like,
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure little
like
Jimmy get through
maybe
school.
like 60, but by 60, I want to be able to be like, I could breathe, I could sit, I could chill. Like I ain't gotta work as hard as I worked all the way from 25 to you know what I mean,
Yeah.
to 60. Like I don't want to work that hard.
So you think saving or investing is the way?
Both.
You gotta do both.
You
yeah.
got to be disciplined
which
in
one
how
do you
you
think
spend
about
your
Don't
outweighs
put
money.
it
the other?
all in investing because Lord, I saw my 401 and I said,
Yeah, that 401 did drop. That 401 did drop.
that's the cry that I crew.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
important to invest your money because
Mm-hmm.
you want to quote unquote make money in your sleep. Like you want to be able to double every cent that you get,
Yeah.
double, triple, however. You want to be able to maximize and multiply every cent that you get.
Mm-hmm.
But if you maximize and multiply those cents and then you either one don't know what to do with it, or two, you put yourself in a position to mismanage the money, then it's gonna be hard for you to save. So you have to have a discipline to one, invest the money into something that's gonna give you a return, but then two, also save the money for things that you need it for. Don't just go out and splurge.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, if you get to a certain point, you can. You don't spend as much as you make
Yeah.
if you're investing in the right things and stuff like that. But you have to have discipline in both areas. Like you have to have the discipline to invest the money and the discipline to spend the money in the right places.
Would you handle that yourself or would you have somebody else manage it?
Oh yeah.
I know people in real life,
Yeah.
like who have been betrayed by an accountant or had an accountant who mishandled, you know, and they're paying these people money because they're managing, you know, millions of dollars, you know, and stuff like that. But like, it's hard because you have to educate yourself on business dealings and some type of accounting. When you have to know how have some type of basis when you have an accountant, because you need to be able to look over everything and be able to pinpoint it out if something is off. Now, I don't personally think that I could trust an accountant 100%, because like even family, you gotta like you hire family, like even family you gotta
can't
look
trust
out on. So like
you
I
can't,
would need
yeah.
my approval and sign off on everything. Like if I hired an accountant for my business or like to manage my money and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I need to sign off on everything that you do. So if you're moving on my behalf, if I got, you know, some accountants, you know, act as lawyers or, you know, like in legal settings and things like that, like I would need to be able to sign off on everything that you do. So if you say this is the amount of money that we need and I need to do this and invest it here and I got blah, 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 I need to put my signature down there before I be like, I bet.
Yeah.
Then it's
Like-
like, if that's the case, you might as well just do it yourself at that point, right?
I mean, but depending on how many M's you got,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
you
it's a
might
lot.
not have time to
Yeah,
do it yourself.
You're right.
You might not have a choice but to have somebody do it for you because you physically
Or you just
don't
know
have
how.
the time. But that's the thing,
too,
like you
yeah.
need
I
to
don't
know
know.
a basis.
You gotta like.
You need to
the
know a
basic
basis,
education.
like a basis to where, like I said, if something is off, you could at least catch it and be like, this not adding up. Like, you know what I mean? And then maybe
Need an audit.
yeah.
You need that audit.
You
yeah.
gotta be able to
Yeah.
audit your own finances before the IRS gets you. Like you gotta be
Oh,
able
yeah,
to
that's a
audit
fact,
it and be
yeah.
like, if I had this amount of money coming in and the accountant is supposed to save this percentage and blah blah blah, then how come is this amount missing? Like you need to be able to flag that stuff. You might not know necessarily how to fix it all at once, but at least be able to have a foundation where you could flag it and be like, nah, I need to call a meeting with the accountant and
Yeah.
figure this out and the lawyer because something ain't right.
Yeah.
You gotta call another accountant to watch the account.
Yeah, like you gotta do like that's what I'm saying. Like what they say, more money, more problems. Like that's a real statement. More money, more problems.
Well, yo, speaking of more money, more problems, and 401k and accounting and all that
Yeah.
shit, right?
Yeah.
Switch over to entertainment, right? Nah.
So-
All right, so we got Journey Smollett.
Smollett, yeah.
Smollett.
Journey
Yeah.
Smollett, I love her.
So, you know, she was she's an American actress.
Yes.
I
She's
thought she
been a
was one of
child
my
actress.
favorite.
Yeah, she was on Full House. She was on Our Own.
Ease Bayou.
Ease Bayou. That's my
Bayou.
shit, man. And now she's a grown ass
Lovecraft
woman.
Country.
She's a beautiful,
family,
gorgeous
the
woman,
Smollett
yo.
family
yo, I
is
got a crush
actually-
on her, yo.
The
I
Smollett,
had a crush on her. She
Dog.
bad, son.
Well, Journey's listen.
Smollett
Journey
has
is
been everybody's crush forever.
Is emotionally raw right now. I
Well,
don't think, nah.
yo, come.
Since
the
all-
Smollett
all
family
open
is
arms.
apparently a very popular family.
They are,
in
you know, and her
entertainment.
brother is old boy
Jesse-
that-
Jesse Smollett is
Yeah.
her brother. Yes.
from Empire.
I had a crush
you know
on
what I'm
her.
saying?
He
Ease
stained his
Bayou,
family.
man.
She bad, son. She bad. Yo, open arms.
Well, y'all believe I have not seen this movie.
Arms.
I love
You
East
need to go
Bayou.
back. It's
Everybody,
probably on TV
like
now.
literally for the last year or two, everybody is like, "You need to watch East Bayou."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
no,
"Yeah,
that's a
I
classic.
need to
It's a
stop.
classic.
Yeah, I know. I need to sit down
It's
and
a
watch it.
classic.
Nah, but yo, going back.
Actually, that's gonna be my mission this week. I'm gonna watch it and then I'm gonna let
watch
y'all
it
know.
Sunday.
I'll let y'all know.
We'll talk about it. Do a little review.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna watch it again. Nah, because it's probably parts I missed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's been
I'm
so
gonna
long.
watch it. I'm gonna put it.
Nah,
pull
but
it up.
East Bayou came out in 1997.
Dang, that's the first year of the WNBA.
So
I was 6.
You know it's been a while.
Yeah.
You know it's been a
I
while,
was
yo.
4.
Yo.
Lies.
How old was I?
Nah, but yo.
I was 5.
So right now, she just got divorced in 2021.
Oh, she got divorced. I didn't know.
They were
know
married.
that.
They were married for 10 years.
years.
Well, 9 years, from 2010 to 2019. All right. So the bum ass nigga that she was married to,
Oh my
I
god.
love how you said bum ass.
the bum ass nigga she was married
He
to,
let her
already
go.
gets $7,000 a month in child support and alimony.
And $1 million
$7,000
settlement.
Yes, you already got
So
that.
million
you got a
dollar
lump
settlement.
sum $1 million settlement,
Yeah.
and then he gets $7,000 a month.
Yes.
Mind you,
'Cause she got
the
long
kids
money.
the majority of the time.
She got long money too.
No, but peep this though.
Got the
So-
kids
so-
the
That's like
majority
Mary
of the
J.
time.
Blige
though.
having
Nah,
to pay
nah.
alimony.
The niggas getting money right now. We all agree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
So this bum ass nigga wants half of her 401k
Fuck out of here. I'm sorry.
and her SAG pension.
The SAG pension,
She's-
the
she's-
SAG pension has been
What?
accumulating since she was like 2.
Yes, she's been a child
he's
actress since she was 3 years
bugging.
old. And the court is siding with him.
What?
They're siding with him. So the court has
Stack out.
ordered her to transfer half of her account balance.
Get the fuck yo.
To her ex.
Absolutely.
The
What?
Come on.
So how do you feel about that?